Hi, I'm Sadia. They're at the HDMI event in Hamilton. Let's take a look. I'm Sadia here at the HDMI event with Latour from BattleGoat Studios. So how do you like the event so far?
Really enjoying the event. We got to come out to last year's event, and we were really excited to come back again this year. It's a good event, brings together a lot of technology people from the area, and brings together all those working in the digital media in the Hamilton area.
What do you think about digital media within Hamilton?
Well, networking is always an important part of the business. That a lot of technology companies tend to be fairly small, and it's easy to get working into your little area and not have as much contact with some of the other companies. So events like these give us a chance to network, see what other companies are thinking of doing with the technologies that we're all working with, and each of us in different ways. And in Hamilton, there's been a lot of good stuff coming out of Innovation Factory down at the McMaster Innovation Park. There's been a lot of efforts within the city, even at the provincial level. There's been a lot of efforts to really grow the digital economy in Hamilton and Ontario in general.
Have you ever collaborated with any of the individuals that you've met at these events?
Trying to think. Not that I can think of as of yet, that it hasn't come up for our studio. There's been a lot of cases where we've looked at some of these companies and thought, well, if we proceed in a certain area, this will give us a resource that we can use. It just hasn't come up for our studio to need those resources yet.
And in regards to what your studio does, could you give me a little overview?
Sure. BattleGoat Studios is a game development studio. We've actually been developing video games in the Hamilton area for going on 13 years now. We've produced 3 titles sold internationally. It's a series of games called Supreme Ruler, large geopolitical strategy games. First 2 were near future, the third one was historical, and the studio is still in development. We have intention to continue the franchise, and we expect to be in Hamilton for all our development in the future as well. So the games that we produce are ones where players get a chance to take control of a country anywhere in the world. In the historical one, Cold War was our most recent. So starting in late 1949, players can take control of a major power or a minor power and watch the events of the Cold War unfold. And they have control of the military aspects, economic aspects, diplomacy aspects. Quite a complex game if they want to get into it. But again, each of the areas of the game allows for a lot of automation. So some players can decide to automate the military and focus on an economy. Others will automate the economy and focus on the military. So we develop in Hamilton. We've got a core team, programmer, graphic artist and stuff. And we do a lot of our software is developed here in Hamilton and then is published through external publishers. And then gets out to all the digital portals and hopefully onto store shelves across Canada and Europe and North America.
Do you have anything new that you could tell us about? Anything that's new and in development?
I actually can't. We are looking at an announcement sometime in the near future. It is the continuation of the franchise, but the exact setting and title have not been announced yet. That we've got a lot of the prep work done, and we're looking forward to announcing it, but I unfortunately can't say anything quite yet.
That's okay. That sounds very interesting, and I like that little twist, that educational twist that you have to the one game, the historical game.
Yeah.
Yes, I like that. And have you noticed any little trends with any of the players? Like, have some decided to develop certain things more than others? And
well, through the gameplay, one of the things that our game engine has always allowed for is the games are very moddable. So, despite the fact that we offer a 1949 start setting, we've had some of the players who've taken the data that we provide in the game and taken the game engine and made a modern day scenario out of it. Others will attempt to simply change history and prevent an alternate history and then play through it from the setting that they've created. We've been lucky that we have a very engaged community that provides us a lot of feedback, and so we get a good sense for what areas of the game that they like and what areas we should expand on based on the user feedback.
Okay, so the new and exciting one that's going to be coming out is the continuation of this one.
Yes, it will be. It will still be a Supreme Ruler game. So the concept behind the game will be the same sort of thing. That it will be set at a point in time where it'll attempt to be historically accurate to a fair sense. That players will know where they are when they start. But all of the games really allow for the players. It really takes the concept of the butterfly effect. That we try and create a world for the player that is accurate at the point that they stand. And the actions that they take from that point are going to take history off the rails, and that's where they really find that enjoyment of trying to see how they can change historical events that have happened and stuff. As they play through, they still run into a lot of the historical stuff. Starting in the Cold War game, if you're playing from somewhere other than Canada, you'll actually notice that Canada within the game moves through a progression of Pearson, Diefenbaker, Trudeau, Chrétien, all the way up to Brian Mulroney as you run the game through the various years. And the type of game that we try and provide is very open-ended, that it starts in 1949 and there is no endpoint. So players can play this game into the near future. We've had players who provided us save games where they've actually logged more than 100 game years in the game. And we've done some of the math for the hours that they've invested for that, and it's quite something to know that people are taking the concept that we've developed and running this simulation through and really finding things to do over such long spans of time. So we still haven't really been able to figure out how to explain why the leader's still alive after 120 years in power, but the players don't seem to mind that. So
That's okay then.
Yeah.
Okay, so where can we find you if we wanted to play these games?
The easiest place to find it right now is to go to www.battlegoat.com. That's the portal for the studio, and it has links to all of the games. Most of the games that we've published are available on the major digital download portals, such as Steam, Paradox Plaza, the GameStop online app, GameFly. A number of these digital portals have the game accessible, and even Amazon for those wanting to buy a boxed copy.
That sounds great, and don't forget to check that out. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thanks.
And do not forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook.